Good evening, everybody. I hope you are well. It feels like ages since I have been on. Apologies that I wasn't around on the bank holiday Monday. Richard decided he needed a break. No, not really, seriously. I was off to York and exploring York. It's been on the bucket list, so that's where I was the Monday of the bank holiday. So I do hope you had a lovely bank holiday. I did see that Minty was looking after you, so I hope those did get a reading with Minty, enjoyed their reading, and I hope that those you didn't get a reading at the time, took their message, enjoyed it, or could take a message. So I do hope you are well. Please drop your hello so I get to see who is on and I get to give out some hellos and shout outs. So if you've not met me before, I am Claire, also known as Heavenly Sprinkles, and as you know, today the show is called Heavenly Sprinkles. If you're new to me, please let me know that you're new so I get to say hello to you. And all we ask on this show, because it is a wonderful show, every meeting that comes on offers their time for free, and we don't charge for anybody for any readings. All we ask is to share out page, share out TikTok, share out Facebook, YouTube, share out the shows, and allow us to be able to connect to more people within the lovely spiritual community. So I am actually going to just share that because I've clicked my share button. So I hope you're going to join me and click the share button out as well. So if you are new to me, hello. I will explain how this evening works and then we'll move into our evening of mediumship. So just a little bit about me. I'm Claire, as I said, spiritual medium, and generally what you see is what you get literally with me. I like to speak to your loved ones, and I like for this to just feel like a general conversation, a chat between your loved ones, and basically being a funny shaped telephone and bringing a message through to yourself. But I'm very conscious that I'm not always able to get through to every single person. So what we do here on my show is that we do we call them a little dress. We do a little poem that's guided by my loved ones and your loved ones to pass out a poem that you may be able to resonate. So if I don't get to work with you tonight, it doesn't matter. And spirit coming, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get a message. You may find that the poem that's been read out gives you that link and connection to the love. And the poem I've got is A Little Hug from Heaven. And it is a small poem, but spirit was like, there's some people that need it at the moment. I can't be there in person to give you the hug you need, but I'll always be right there in your heart, that I can guarantee. When you need a little pick-me-up, this hug will be there for you to give you all the lots of love and support you need to get you through. I might not be there in person, but my love is still with you. I'm watching over you always, and up here I have the best of you. And my loved ones and my guides and your loved ones just come through because it just make me feel that there are a few of us at the moment just really need big huggle, as we call it. A hug and a cuddle, mash it together, you get a huggle. And sometimes we just need that little bit of reassurance from the spirit world that although they may not be here physically to be able to give us that hug, that they are walking beside us, they are giving us that hug. What I always call the feeling, where you might get a tingling sensation in your arms, back of your neck, in your head. I get the link and the connection to my legs. You might find the warmth in your hand. It is a way of receiving their hugs in a different way to the just general big bear hug that you might get. So ask your loved ones to come through and say, look, I really need that hug, cuddle, huggle. Please make yourself known and just take a moment to just feel their energies, because your loved ones are with you all the time. They don't leave you. They walk beside you the whole entire time and give you support. And I know it's weird, and I generally don't do it, but I've got somebody in spirit that says their daughter has just jumped on and won't have heard the poem and have just asked me to repeat it. So as it is a short poem, there is a young lady on spirit, a mum, who would use the terminology of huggle, and mum's just coming in. Okay, she's given me the name Jerry, Jeremiah, there's Jane or Jerry or Georgina, and I've got to read this again apparently. It is a very quick poem. I can't be there in person to always give you the hug you need, but I'll always be right there in your heart, that I can guarantee. When you need a little pick-me-up, this hug will be there for you to give you all the love and support you need to get you through. I might not be there in person, but my love is still with you. I'm watching over you always. Up here, I have the best view. And I'm kind of being pushed to jump straight into my mediumship. I know I've repeated this. There is this lady for her daughter that's jumped on. She's given me the name Jerry Jeremiah.
Hi everybody, this is Richard. I hope you are doing well this evening. Apologies for the delay in starting Claire's show. As you know, we did go live, but our system crashed, and we're now just restarting everything and hoping that it'll all be up and live. We're going to try and get Claire back as quickly as we possibly can, so please bear with us. But for the time being, just to let everybody know, those who have ordered their SPTV Divine Oracle packs, they're on their way to you. We have sent everything out apart from three to those from America saying from obviously their additional payment has to be paid. So please check your emails for the additional payment, please. But for now, everybody else who reside in the UK have been sent out. So we'll try and get Claire back as quickly as we can. Speak soon.
Sorry, everybody. The lady in spirit that I was connecting to is bursting out laughing, and she also had a bit of a speech impediment, or she struggled to speak near the end because she's just talking to me about how that was what it is like at home. The minute she would touch something, okay, thank you. She says, it's like the remote control. She said, I'm talking about, I'd always be ringing up saying, I can't sort the remote control out. She'd always press a button. So let me quickly explain how I work, and then we'll get this lady in because she is adamant she wants to speak to her daughter, and apparently she's got two granddaughters as well. Okay, hang on 2 seconds, lovely. Right, as I said, I'm Claire, known as having sprinkles, natural medium, and what that just simply means is I just work with your spirit in a very natural way, as you can see. I do get names, I do get dates, I do get months, and I'll pass this all over to you as well. I also I also get bits of information that may not make sense. It might seem a bit like, well, that's a bit unusual. They're what I call as our golden nuggets. They're the bits of information that you will either immediately connect with, or you have to take away and then find that information comes through later down the line. So as I said, let's get on with this because this lady is adamant. So as I was told, as she was coming in and I was giving the poem that we had, which is a little hug from heaven, she refers to the fact that in her household it is the same as what I refer to it as a huggle. And her daughter has really needed a hug from mum. She tells me that things have been a little bit overwhelming for her daughter, and she makes me feel that she didn't pass or hasn't long passed. So she's talking to me about there is an anniversary coming up. So this would mean that the June is an anniversary for this lady. A birthday past an anniversary, but it feels more like a passing. As I said initially, because I'm asking her to give me information, she gave me a name like Jerry, Jeremiah, Georgie, that type of name. She also gave me the name Maggie, and she told me that October was important. And as I said, she tells me that she is a mother, but also grandmother, and that there are two granddaughters. So either you have got two children or there are two granddaughters. Now, generally, I like to be directed, but as I can't see the comments, I'm going to ask Rich to bring up the comments. And if anybody can relate to this, please let me know. She's also talking about how the telecontrols, she would always be pressing the wrong button. You know that button that you press and it changes it from the different type of TV settings? Because she says to me, I'd always have to have somebody come round and sort out the TV settings. But it's usually that button, that input button, and it was, you always kept pressing it, and you'd have to come round. If it wasn't you, it'd be your partner, and always come round and sort out the telecontrol, she tells me. So Claudette said, that's my name, that's Jerry, and that's my auntie's name. Okay, so Maggie and Jerry. Okay, so Claudette, if you can just keep listening, because I'm conscious that we've just kind of jumped in straight away. Okay, she talks to me about winter is really, really significant as well. So this would either be a birthday, or a passing in or around the winter months, obviously the November, December and January. So she's telling me that winter is a significant time as well. Can we give me another name, please? Okay, I've got to give the name William, Willie. William is what she's telling me. So William would be important. So Claudette, would you also understand the passing or significant passing in June? And would you also understand September, the December being, or Christmas, winter period? Okay, Jessica says my brother's name is Jeremy. Okay, let's see where we're going at. Right, okay. Richard, if you can continue to bring the comments whilst I wait for Claudette, and if Jessica, if this resonates with you on YouTube, please let me know. Right, okay. Right, I'm going to come and work with Claudette then, please, because yes, that's my mum's brother name. Okay, so we're getting there. Claudette, would you be able to understand about at the moment, if it's not you, somebody around you really needing a real big hug? I feel like I need that reassurance. I need that hug from the spirit world, and it doesn't matter if I was to come and give you a hug, it's not about the actual hug, it's the individual, because this lady, this motherly figure, is telling me how she's been trying to give you that hug in a spiritual sense with, as I said earlier, the warmth and the tingling sensation. And there is a significance to two other ladies, either you are daughter and granddaughters, or you're the granddaughter. I know that there's a significance to two granddaughters, she tells me. So we don't forget the granddaughters. But Claudia, I don't know whether it's you that's the granddaughter and you've got mum and a sister, or whether you would be the one that is the daughter with the two daughters, because I'm being told they're important. And there's also an Andrew for you as well, Claudia. Okay, yes, so I understand the hug. Okay. All right. Can you talk to me about that? Can we talk to me? I'm being drawn, you probably can't, no, you can't see it in here, but she's drawing me to my Lego roses that I got for Mother's Day, and she's telling me about there being importance to roses with her. Even the name Rose would make sense, or receiving red roses as a gift. They're mine are Lego roses, so never wilt. But she's telling me that there is important. I have another sister. Okay, thank you. There's the two then. She's telling me about how there's a significance to the red roses, and it is the red roses. It's not the Lego part, but there is an importance there. She's also talked to me about how she's been watching you feel like you're seesawing. She's telling me she's seen you seesawing. So there is we got me roses for excellent. There is this seesawing, she tells me. Now it feels like there's a bit of an indecision going on around you. If it's not you, you're supporting somebody who is struggling with an indecision, because she's just saying to me how it feels a little bit seesawing. So either you go, yes, I'm going to do it, no, I'm not going to do it, or you either think, shall I? Nah, it's that, like a positive and a negative. She says to me that you've been weighing things up, so there is this, like, all these pros and all these cons, but it feels like the pros outweigh the cons, or the cons outweigh the pros, depending whether you look at the glass half full or half empty, she tells me. But she's asking you to listen to your intuition, because there is this, okay, turns out this is an impasse. She's telling me there is this impasse at the moment, and she's asking you to listen to your intuition. You can't necessarily put complete logic with this. And Claudia, that may not be directly to you. It may, as I said, be somebody that you're helping and supporting that frustrates you. So again, your loved ones come in to give you that little bit of reassurance and nudge to pass over. She tells me that May is significant, it's a birthday, party and anniversary. She's also told me the 13th is a significant month, a significant date. So there'll be a birthday, party and anniversary in or around the 13th. May not be connected to May, they're getting better on their dates, so just not putting them together. Okay, can we give me another month? She tells me September is significant and give me a date. And she tells me the 12th. That doesn't help. It was the 13th. The 12th and the 13th. So there'll be two things that are significant, birthday, party, and anniversary in or around the 12th and the 13th. So we've obviously got the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. But there's an importance around that. And she's just come through because she wanted to reiterate. She was very, very pushy at the beginning. That's not being horrible, but she was very, very insistent. She went, I'm as insistent. I'm like, okay. She was an insistent as she come through with her energy because she just wanted to give you that reassurance that that feeling you might have dismissed, that tingling sensation, that warm feeling, the feel of a little lightness, like a blowing on your leg or your arm or your cheek. That was her coming through just to give you that reassurance. But we've got apparently no decision is a decision. So there's definitely choices around you. But she's just coming to give you that reassurance and let you know that she's not giving up hope, she says. And she just wants to let you know that as well. She's not giving up hope. I'm going to close the connection, Claudette, because although she came wishing in, she was adamant she was going to give a message. She's just gently started to step back. And she's just gently started to step back. But she just wants to give you reassurance that she's watching over you, this lovely lady, and giving reassurance that she's going to be supporting you through. And I'm going to close her connection down and say thank you very much for allowing me to work with you. And Claudette, thank you very much for stepping forwards. Is there anything else before you go, my lovely lady? Green grass. Get out and get into the grass. Green grass, get out of the grass. Somebody needs to get out and get some fresh air is what she's telling me, and take deep breaths is what she's asking you to do. Take deep breaths and get out in the fresh air. So there needs to be not being stuck indoors the whole time, trying to get out and have some fresh air. I am going to close the connection down, Claudette, and say thank you very much for allowing me to work with you. But it's very much a reassurance to let you know she's looking after you from the spirit world. And I say thank you very much. Okay, Richard, right, we'll try and go back to normal service, as I would say. Hello, and me to kind of work with spirit rather than allowing the lovely people in the spirit to come through and just say what they need to say. Oh, bless you, my lovely. She is giving you lots and lots of love and support, Claudette, and just giving you that gentle encouragement. Okay, Richard, so if we can bring it up, we'll do the hellos because we were going into poems and then we went into our ladies. Let's do some hellos. So I can see that Linda Wallace is watching from Facebook. Lovely to see you, Linda. I hope you are well. Good. Hello, Miranda. Lovely to see you. I hope you are well. Hi, Cheryl, that's watching on YouTube. Remember what I always say, if Facebook is getting wibbly wobbly, you know you've got the YouTube platform, and vice versa. If YouTube is going wibbly wobbly, you know you've got the Facebook side as well. Good evening, Sarah. I hope you are well watching on Facebook. And remember, if you see or recognise names, please reach out and say hello to each other. It's how we will start our conversation, isn't it? But please, if you do recognise somebody from the community, you might have watched somebody on the earlier shows or one of the other shows, reach out and say hello. It's just a lovely way for us to build up our communication. Hello, Julie. Lovely to see you watching from Facebook. I will do. I'm lovely, Claudette. I'm sure your loved ones are with you, and we are all here sending lots of love. Hi, Terry. Lovely to see you on YouTube. Right, we had our poem ×2. We had our poem ×2. We've done our first evening of mediumship. We've had a computer crash. We've actually had everything going on. Shall we now move into another message? Right, okay, come through. Okay, I've got to give the name Michael. Michael is important. That feels more up in the spirit world than down here, but I'm being told that Michael is an important name in the spirit world. Okay, can we give me the other one? I've also got to give the name I've never heard that name. Miriam. Miriam? Marion? What I did say before. So it feels like Miriam. Yeah, I heard Michael before. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the name because it's an unusual name. There's a lady's name, Miriam or I know we had Miranda, but it doesn't feel like Miranda. It's more like Miriam or Marion. I can hear a name that's got an N on the end. So it's like Miriam, Marianne. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. Sorry, I've got a pass over. I know that's a bit weird, but sometimes when names come through and I don't recognise them or they're not familiar to me, it's sometimes not easy. But there is a double-barreled name, and then the other name I need to get is something Mary. It's like Mary Ann or Miriam or Marion. But I know I've got to give it a name as well. Miriam. Natalie, can I come and work with you? Because Miriam was just an unusual name for me. So Natalie, can I come and work with you if that's okay? Oh, right, okay. Richard thinks, okay. Richard thinks Natalie's helping with the name, but actually I do want to come to Natalie because it may well be, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I've been screamed at by spirit to stick with Natalie. So Natalie, can I come and work with you, please? I know you help me with Miriam. If you can't take the name Miriam, not a problem. But I keep hearing the own name. Now I know I still have the other name as well. I've got a gentleman in spirit for you, Natalie. This sounds strange. Would you be able to understand? Okay, that's fine. I'm still coming with you because although it popped up, I then got shouted at Natalie. So, Natalie, I'm coming with you, my lovely, if that's okay. Would you understand? I've got a gentleman in spirit for you, but I've also got somebody's either got eczema or somebody. I'm not sure if it's here or up there. I always say up there. It's not up there. It's just up there, down here, as I always say. Either has sensitive skin or has eczema or had something around like sensitive skin around their tummy. So this will tell me whether I'm with you, Natalie, or not, or whether the person would be able to understand, because that's the most unique thing I've ever had, actually. Somebody has got sensitive skin, but it's like eczema, or would have had an irritation on the skin that they might need cream. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? I know, yes, thank you. So, Natty, would that make sense to you that you'd be able to understand a gentleman in spirit and also somebody having like a skin allergy or a skin irritation? Just going to see if that makes sense for Natalie. So if not, I will still keep, I'll ask that person to be put on pause, come work with Natalie and then come and find my person. I'm just going to see if that makes sense. Now, so you're welcome to say no, that makes no clue. Okay, so I had eczema on my skin, but not, that's not a problem. I just knew that I had like a skin an allergy. And I'll tell you what I want to put on. I wanted to put Sudocrem on, which I know I still use it about, but I wanted to put Sudocrem on. So there was an importance about putting that type of cream on. So don't worry about the tummy, stomach area. That could just be where I was drawn to, but I knew I had to put cream. And now all of a sudden I want to put it on my left arm. They're making me rub. I haven't got anything there, I've got tattoos instead. But they're making me feel like I want to rub some cream on. So I don't know whether it's you that had eczema on your arms or whether, again, it's just a way for me to make that link with you. I'm sticking with you, Natalie, so I hope that works. Hold on, those who might be able to understand Miriam or Mary Ann, because I will see whether that links in with somebody else, because there is two people walking in my energies. There's a gentleman and there's a lady. I feel that lady's for Miriam. Right, okay. Natalie, let's get this going. Right, okay. Natalie, would you, and my dad has psoriasis at the moment. Okay, I'm definitely with you then, thank you. Would you be able to understand this gentleman in spirit? I know you said about dad, so obviously, it's not dad, touch wood and all of that jazz. It would be obviously granddad, is how it's making me feel. But would you be able to understand that if somebody wanted to be a painter and decorator, or you've been talking about painting and decorating? I see two things. I see a painting and decorating as in painting the fence, and I see wanting to decorate a room. This is just information to strengthen and connect strengthen our link and connecting with you. But he's just telling me that he's seen the conversations about having to get paint the fence and wanting to get a room done. So somebody around you, if it's not you, is talking about wanting to get their paint and decorating sorted out. Okay, I need to give you the name Benji. I've just realised you're a Bentley, aren't you? I just looked, I just got told Ben, but then I want to go Benji or Bentley. There is a dog in, I know you're a Bentley, but there is a dog in spirit and it's got a sing-songy type of name like Benji. So there's a G, there's a sounding name like Harry, Benji. Okay. Not my dad's in spirit, I'm not decorating, but I might be a bit not sure. I'm not a problem, Natalie. I'm not coming away from you because I know I've got this link here and I know we had the skin connection and I know I've got this gentleman and he's then talking to me about the decorating. Hold on to the decorating part of it. Then he's talking to me about there being a dog in spirit and it's like I've got Benji or that type of sound of a name. So now I need to pass that over to you. Let's come closer so and talk to me. Right, he tells me February significant birthday, passing anniversary. He also tells me the month of Henry Hetty. Brilliant, thank you very much, Natalie. It was that ringy sound. Okay, February significant birthday, passing anniversary. He tells me November significant birthday, passing anniversary, and okay, there's a wedding anniversary coming up, either his wedding anniversary or your wedding anniversary. There's a wedding anniversary coming up. So that would be June, July time, because he's just placed in front of me a wedding ring. So there's been some conversations either on weddings happening or somebody has got an wedding anniversary coming up in June and July, because they're just telling me about that part. I've also got to give you the name that starts with S. Sounds like Simon. Either, as I say, I'm either on point with names or they make sense later down the line. But I know I've got to give you an S name. It sounds like Simon, but I need to pass that over to you as well. Right. Now, seeing somebody, okay, got a big extended family. Okay. Natalie, somebody has been talking about getting a new car as well. So they're just chuckling because somebody wants a new car but don't necessarily want to spend the pennies out for it. So they would try and make sure they've got the best of the best with their pennies, he's telling me. So he's been watching watching that conversation unfold. I know they're not necessarily significant messages, but it's just ways for you to be able to connect to your loved ones and let you know that they're around you. You may find these conversations happen later down the line. Natalie, there's an opportunity due to be presented to you, or you, okay, thank you. There's an opportunity being presented to you. It's either like a career opportunity or an opportunity to do something that you've wanted to do or expand your skills and capabilities, because he's telling me, do not, okay, thank you. Do not hold yourself back is what he's saying. Do not hold yourself back. There is this opportunity that's going to present itself. I'm not a fortune teller. I generally don't talk about the future, but he's just saying when that opportunity comes forward, do not hold yourself back. But there has been, either you've had thoughts or there's been conversations about, do you know what, I want to do this or I want to go there. He's asking you not to hold yourself back. There is that opportunity will be or is being presented to you. Don't hold it back. But I just want to extend your like the skill set. I know it's very businessy talking, but he's talking to me about extending, enhancing what you currently do, but doing it on a bigger scale. So he's telling me don't hold back. When them opportunities present themselves, don't hold back, because it's just like, I just want to make you just do more. And yeah, there is just this, I can just see this, you either going up in your position or taking on extra responsibilities, but there is like this expansion coming for you, and he's asking you just not to hold yourself back when it comes. It's going to be a bit scary from what I can gather, but he's like, don't hold it back. Yes, but if anyone needs something, yes, it's like that. It's like, I want to make Natalie bigger, brighter and shinier. And that's how he makes me feel. Like that's what he feels like that granddad is presenting. It's like, it's going to come, you're going to be like, oh my days. And he's just asking you not to hold yourself back. Okay, is there anything? And there's a Graham. We've got G's tonight. We've got a Graham coming for you. If the Graham doesn't make sense, then please let me know, because then I've still got this lady in here that's connected to the name Miriam or Marion. So I know I needed to still work with that lady. So if the name Graham doesn't connect with you or that doesn't make sense, Natalie, then I will just take that with that lady and close your connection down. But there is something coming for you. I know I'm not fault, and the future isn't set in stone. It is all based on thoughts and feelings, but it's just like, don't give up hope. Don't fret. There is an opportunity coming for you, and it's just like, that's what this lovely gentleman wants to do, is to give you that reassurance, like it will come, it will come. Not sure about Graham. That's not a problem, Natalie. I am going to close their connection because I think he kind of sneaked in whilst I was trying to find a person that could connect to name Miriam or Marianne. I'm going to close your connection down, but it's just a little bit of a nudge to let you know that opportunities will be presented soon. And with that, Natalie, I'm going to close your connection down and say thank you very much for allowing me to work with you. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm going to bring this lady coming through. She tells me, we'll get back in there. She's given me the name Miriam or Marianne, and that is a significant name. It feels more like Miriam because it's an unusual name. But I know I've got to give this name. Natalie's just been told I've got an opportunity on my way, but not sure. Keep an eye out, my lovely Natalie. You'll see where it will go. Okay. You're very welcome, Natalie. This lady is telling me Miriam and Marianne is important. Come and talk to me. She's talking to me about somebody has either talked about doing like a charity run or a charity walk, and for cancer. And I keep being told stand up for cancer. So somebody has talked about either doing something like the Race for Life, like doing a mud run, or raising some money for Macmillan or for a charity that supports in researching to do with cancer, because this name Miriam's important, that's there, and also standing up for cancer. So there is somebody here that's talked about doing like a fun run or something like that. See what she's telling me that, and I know I need to give that. But Miriam, what else is coming through? Come talk to me. Right, Helen Lisa Davis. I noticed you said you knew a Miriam. Would you also understand about either you or somebody around you is doing some form of fundraising, like a marathon, Race for Life, a mud run? If it's not for you, somebody else around you is looking for sponsorship, and there is two charities you're talking to me, one to do with dementia and one to do with stand up to cancer, because she's telling me that this is important and she is seen, and she is super proud of this person that has been talking about doing this charitable work. But it's going to be exercise, and this person's going to be really tired, but they've been training or they've been planning. So Helen, does that make sense to you? Please say yes. It's been one of them days, I think, with mediumship at the moment. So Helen, would that make sense to you? I'm just waiting for Helen to come back and go, yay, nay, not sure about that. Okay. You're making this really, really challenging. Come on in. Somebody's been also having problems with their door. The door's stuck. The door is stuck. The door's been sticking, or the door is stuck. Door is sticking, or the door is stuck. The door's either been stuck or has been sticking. Would that make sense to you, Helen? If that doesn't make sense to you, then I know I'm not with you. There is somebody that has helped and sponsored somebody to do with dementia and stand up for cancer, and they're doing something like a fun run or a marathon, or they've done that since this lady passed. Would a door that's stuck make sense to you, Helen? If it comes back with a no, then I am going to literally throw it out to yourself to see if we can find the individual, because this lady is telling me it's important that they know this happened. They either did it in their name or they were doing it in the name of the charity. I'll just see if Helen makes sense to that one. And if not, I will then see if Richard can see if the comments are coming up with anybody else that makes sense to it. Right, nobody, okay. Right, okay, then what I'm going to do with this lovely lady, there will be therefore then Helen's can't resonate with that. I'm not coming away from the name. I'm not coming away from the charitable run that's being done, the sponsorship for Stand Up for Cancer and Dementia. What I'll just simply say, there must be a lady or a gentleman that will come on that makes sense. Okay, Helen, I'm not going to step away from you because I'm still going to work with you because that's how I naturally work and I get drawn to yourself. However, it may well be on a replay. There is somebody who has done some sponsorship, and the lady that's connected to Marion or Miriam just wants to say that she is aware of it and she is so proud of that individual. It must be on a replay. So I know how it works sometimes. Sometimes the messages will come out and then they get delayed, but we're not worried about that. Right. Helen, I'm still going to come and work with you because I knew I needed to come to you, and I knew the door was important because it then said about the front door sticking, but I didn't feel like a front door had been changed. I just feel like it gets stuck. Right. Okay. There is this lady coming into my energy because I'm asking her to step forward, and as she's coming in my energy, she talks to me about somebody who's very particular with the front garden. Eva, you'd be able to understand that this lady had had like to have her house or her front of her house nicely presented, or you've been stressing out that the front of the house isn't presented or isn't as presentable. I always get stressed out with all the weeds because she's telling me about how the front garden of her home or the front garden of a home always needed to be presentable. It was always had nice flowers. It was the nice patio. I've got that feeling now. I've got a lady here that's very proud of her home, but it was like the front door. That's you. Okay. She makes me feel that you mirror her though, because it's like the front's always got to be nicely presented. Okay. And she's talking to me about how there is a thing about smells in the house. Sprays. So either you've recently gone out and bought loads of like the plug-in sprays or the plug-in air fresheners, or you've always got a lovely smell going on in the home because she's chuckling, she's just like me. So she's chuckling about how there's always this fragrance, always a nice fragrance in your home. I'd like to come to your house by the sounds of it. She tells me that lilies are significant as well, unless that's the fragrance that you've bought, that lilies, either the name Lily, Lillian, or that lilies would be important for you. She tells me Lily is significant, is telling me. And either you or somebody else has said they needed to have a bit of a declutter. It's because all of a sudden I'm in your kitchen, but all your cupboards are impeccable, and but I've had a good declutter. She says to me, but you were a bit ruthless, or somebody wanted you to be ruthless. I love a smelly house. She wanted you, either you've had to be ruthless or somebody made you ruthless. It's like, you do not need 15 cups. You only need so many cups. You do not need 20 knives and forks. Maximum is that. It's that type of thing. There was something in the home, and it feels more like in your kitchen that was too many or something, like too many knives and forks or cups and plates, because she's chuckling because she's been seeing what you've been up to. She gives me a very, very dry mouth. So she makes me feel that near to when she passed, this lovely lady, it makes me feel like my mouth was very dry, or she struggled to swallow, or she was always saying about she was thirsty, because she's talking to me about a dry mouth is what she's telling me. And this would be a link to her when she passed. So she's just saying to me, just trying to bring in her essence and her energy, so she remembers being thirsty or struggling to swallow. There's a significance to do with her mouth and throat before she passed. Obviously in the spirit world, that's all gone, because she's like, well, that's all gone now. But she does remember. She remembers that, and it's like, I'm glad that's gone. Okay, and Helen's having a good clear out. Okay. She's chuckled though, because I've got to give a memory link with her that if she was with you now, you'd be having a good clear out. It would go down to a charity shop or a thrift shop, depending where you are, but a charity shop, but you'd end up coming back with something. And what she's just placed in front of me is coloured glass, like either like a Murano glass vase, or you would have a memory link with her regarding like a colourful glass. Now, how I see it is as this lady makes it to me. It's one of the ones that would have the bulb. It's a vase basically, but it's a bulb and it would go up and it's thin, so it looks like a tulip type of vase, but it's coloured glass. The ones where it's clean and it's got little speckles of colour in it. I may not have the exact object, but there is this link and memory that you'd go to a charity shop and she'd come back and there'd be something there. It was like we went to take things back, but we've got something back. But there is this important significance to this glass coloured vase, is what she's telling me. Okay. She tells me August is significant as a birthday, passing, and anniversary. She tells me September is a significant month, birthday, passing, anniversary, and she tells me April. So April, August, and September would be important birthday, passings, and anniversaries. She tells me that the 2nd was important, so it'd be a birthday, passing, and anniversary in or around the 2nd. And there's also one in or around the 28th, 29th of a month. A birthday, passing, and anniversary. So one at the beginning of the month and one near the end of the month. And she tells me that these are significant months. She tells me the name John or Johnny is important, so she passes over that name as well. What else am I doing? There is a oh, this is okay. She tells me that there is an S, like a Sally or a Sophie or a Sarah. So there's an S name, lady's name, Sally, Sarah, or Sophie. It's that type of sounding name. So there's an S name there as well. And there's a H, Harry or Harriet, Henry. There's a H name as well. It could well, I know, oh, just look down, you're a Helen. I never really look at your comments until afterwards. And I'm like, oh yeah, I knew there was a H and it feels masculine and feminine. And obviously you're a H for Helen, get registered, ding, ding, ding. But there's also like a gentleman's name, like a Harry or a Henry as well to pass over to you. Okay, I know we had the Graham earlier as well, but that may well be connected to the lady that could take them. Maybe I take the Miriam later down the line. Okay. She asks you not to take. Try not to be so tense at the moment for you, Helen. Try not to be so tense. It's not that you're taking life too seriously, but she's just telling me that it's got to be balanced, and either you're really tense over, and I don't want to use any other word but tense, over a situation or a person, and she's like, do you know what? Don't take on so much with this individual. They've got to figure it out as much as you can give advice and guidance and support. So it's just don't get so tense regarding a situation or a person. But she's glad that you are taking proper breaks now, though. She's telling me that you are taking proper breaks and you are taking time back for yourself. So you're taking time back. So when you've got right. Thank you very much, Helen. She's telling me that either you accrued a lot of time off in lieu or flexi or whatever the wording is that you would use in your environment. Mine's flexi, because she's like, you're finally taking that time back. So you're taking time back owed. So she's glad and she's thankful that you're taking back that time that's owed for you. So she's glad you're doing that. Okay, so anything else? And I keep getting the name June. It's not the month June's not important. It's the month June or the name June would be important. She's telling me that's a significant month or name. I hate the name June. I don't mean I hate the name June. I hate one where it can be both a month or a cat. She keeps telling me June. Joan or June would be important is what she's telling me. But I am going to close your connection down, Helen. She's just given me that reassurance. I asked her to pass on the insurance. Just try not to get too tense about a situation or person, but she is glad that you took that step back and you're taking your time back for yourself. She's glad you're finding better balance there. And she's just chuckling about the glass vase or the glass object. And with that, Helen, I shall say thank you very much for allowing me to work with you. Right, so we shall move on to somebody else. I was about to say that, Richard. I was just about to say, shall we have a break? We'll just have a quick break and I will see you the other side.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide, for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Tomorrow night from 8 p.m, Deb Clark demonstrates her mediumship by offering free readings.
Hello, welcome back. So before we jump on, I know some of you have had a little sneaky peek, or shall I say sneaky because they're now available. The SPTV limited edition Divine Oracle cards are now available. Richard has got 19 packs left. So the ones that were pre-ordered before Christmas all of us have received them. If you was on my own Facebook page about a week, 2 weeks ago, you might have been one of the lucky people to have got a reading, because I was using Richard's cards whilst I was commuting up to York. And I know if you watch York or SPTV on TikTok, you'll see that Richard has got them. These are amazing decks. Richard has been inspired by the tarot. So you have the tarot side of it, where you have all the major arcana cards there. But also we have the the elementals. We also have divinely guided cards, and there's even several of them there's no actual determined wording to the card. It is allowing you to work with them on a spiritual length. Oh, Jennifer says she can't wait to receive them. Honestly, Jennifer, they're lovely. So if you do want them, if you go onto the SPTV Facebook page, you will see there's the link there on how you can order them. These are a limited edition, so once they are gone, they are gone. There is so much to the imagery. You can use the imagery, you can use the numbering, you can use the wording, you can use the colours, you can use the angel archetypes as part of your reading. There's so much depth to these cards. They're not just specifically on one subject. So for example, fear, there's one called fear. He's a very handsome devil, by the way. The fear can mean so many things. It doesn't represent fear. Or it could represent fear, but it could be fear of going into the unknown. It could be fear of receiving love. It doesn't necessarily mean about you. There's lots and lots and lots of things that fear has dark and silver. So is there a light and a dark shadow? There's lots of ways to work with them cards and work within a way that you want to work with intuitively. So please, if you are interested in going for something unique and different, why not consider SPTV's Divine Oracle cards? Richard's will probably put the link down before he answer. He's just put the link in there. And like I said, if you wanted to see them being used, check out Richard with his TikTok, SPTV's TikTok page. Or if you just want to see the cards, come over to Heavenly Sprinkles and scroll down. You'll see that there was a free card pull post, and you will see how the cards were posted with the messages underneath and picking up there. Right, breathe, Claire. Oh, Alan got his yesterday, and you are right, Alan. They do have a lovely feel with shuffling and such like. They're just lovely, really lovely cuts. Right, let's do another message from the spirit world. Okay, right, I need, Richard, if you can bring up the names, that'd be brilliant. Okay, I've got to give an importance to a ring. Somebody wears this lady's ring and they wear it on their right hand. Sorry, dyslexia, so clicks in. Wears her ring on her right hand. Okay, I need to go back one, Richard, to Michelle that was on Facebook, please, Richard. Michelle Jane Dunn, that would be typical for me to pick that up, bearing in mind. Okay, Michelle Jane Dunn, I'd like to come and work with you if that's okay, please. I've got a lady coming in and she's talking to me about how she sees that you still wear her ring, or you have got somebody's ring on your left hand. There is an significance and importance to this ring on your left hand. It could well be a wedding ring, that's a family member's ring, but she is talking to me about the ring. Would you understand you wearing, we would understand that, don't it? Would that make sense to you, having a ring on your left hand from somebody in spirit? Because she's coming in, but she's telling me about the ring. So I know I've got to give this ring is important. Okay. And would you also, Michelle, she's talking to me about the phone, either the phone keeps ringing or you keep hearing the doorbell keeps going off. Is that I keep, as much as I'm using the word ring, she's then making it sound like the doorbell rings intermittently, as if you think the battery's gone, or whether the phone's been doing the same and you're like looking down, oh, why is this phone ringing? There's this intermittent ringing had been happening around you. It's not you, somebody around you would make sense. So Michelle Jane Dunn, would that make sense to you? The ring on the hand and also like an intermittent ring. Okay, Jennifer says, I have a ring with my mum's ashes in, I wear it on my right hand. Okay. Jennifer, I'll also ask you whether that makes sense to you about the doorbell going ding dong, ding dong. The doorbell is a significant bit as well. It's either a doorbell or a telephone, but it's intermittent. It's like, oh, you think the batteries are gone or you think the wiring's gone. Mum, yes. Okay, so that works for Michelle. Doubly check that, because today, honestly, I think they've not got their telephone line sorted up there, as they say, because they're getting lots of crossed wide messages from the spirit world. They're not behaving themselves today. Okay, I'm going to carry on working with Michelle, but what I would ask is for Jennifer and another lady who's on YouTube that could take it as well. If you could just listen, I will work with Michelle because it makes it easy for me. But if you can listen to see if it resonates with you afterwards, please do so. Right. Michelle, would you understand that you have either been working on your spiritual side of it, or you have been wanting to explore working with spirit? Because I'm now being placed, I've now got Richard's cards in front of me, and I'm seeing like the different type of imagery in front of me, and I want to learn and explore more about this. Now I know Michelle, Jennifer says she's got a card to come in, so this could be a mixed message for Michelle and Jennifer, but I'm now all of a sudden I've got the cards and I really want to explore it. Yes, Michelle, I understand the door well. Then I've got both your ladies in spirit. I've got Michelle's lady and I've got Jennifer's lady. Yes, to do it. Okay. Right. I will ask Jennifer to listen, because all of a sudden I got these the building process. All of a sudden I've got these. This is not obviously that's not an oracle card, obviously. But I know I've got to recognise as well. Right. Okay, and Mrs. B said that she understands that. Okay, with the ring and the doorbells. Right, I'm going to ask all three of you to listen, because there is these ladies in spirit and over the good old now going no. So when it works like that, sometimes it's easy for me just to send that message out and work with each of you as you come back and say. Right, okay, there's a Mary. Mary needs to go in there, so I need to pass over a Mary. So Mary's in there. There's also a Winifred. So Winnie, Mary will fit within you three ladies. Michelle, Jennifer, and Mrs. B, and that's on YouTube. But I know I've got to give you Mary and Winifred. So I know they're important names. Okay. And she tells me that there is what's that name? A Georgina. Where's that not lead to that? We're going to George or a Georgina, so I know that's another significant name. Okay, Michelle wants to explore the cards, because I could just see Michelle learning more about the oracle cards, and I know obviously Hands up. I know that Jennifer said that she was waiting for her cards. Okay, so these are important names. I'm going to keep my own energy fixed with Michelle because I'm conscious that I've got all these people in spirit, and I don't want to keep bouncing between the three ladies. But I know Mrs. B's just said she can take the names. Okay, I'm making Richard work, and he's bringing them all. Jennifer's mum's Mary. I have an Auntie Winnie, uncle, and granddad George also. Yes, I've got all three of your ladies in spirit. They're having a good old natter up there in spirit. So poor old Richard's going to be going da-donk, 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 da-donk. He's got to work something whilst I'm working. Right. Okay. There is also one of you, if it's not all three of you, there is a knitted blanket with this lady. They would remember it's a motherly energy or mothers coming in, and I've got a blanket. So I want to have like a knitted blanket or a crochet blanket. Either you have that, you would have it as a memory link, or one of you has been talking about doing crocheting, because what they do is your loved ones will come through and they'll bounce in and start giving me the messages at the same time, especially near the end. They're very, very naughty. Okay. Somebody around one of you three has been not feeling very well within themselves emotionally. This lady that is connected to the person that would be able to understand somebody that's had some emotional well-being challenges. She's saying that she has been watching over this, it's either yourself or the individual at night time. So the person's not sleeping well, or the person has been having a lot of anxiety and a lot of worries. She's just coming back to reassure you that she's been watching over this person. So one of yourselves has either got somebody in your life that you've been supporting that's struggling at the moment, or yourself. She wants me to let you know she's watching over you. That's important for this bit. Right, let's do this logically, please. Right, Michelle's lady, step forward. Right, Michelle, I've got to give you sunflowers. She's telling me that sunflowers are important. Give me some night ones. She tells me December is important. Birthday, price, and anniversary. She tells me that April significant. Birthday, price, and anniversary. And whatever month you want to give me, she tells me May is significant. Birthday, price, and anniversary for you, Michelle. She asks you not to doubt yourself so much and learn to go with the flow. There's a little bit of hesitation in wanting to step forward, hesitation in wanting to make things, okay, how do you call it? Sometimes it's kind of like cause ripples and waves, because you might have to say things or do things and you're like, oh my gosh, that's going to cause a few ripples in my life. She's just coming through to say, don't hesitate too much. Make sure that you're a priority is what she's coming through. And she's watching over you. Okay, Michelle, she's watching over you. There is just that feeling that I just need to come through and just give you like a, it will be all right, is what she's saying. But she doesn't want you to underestimate yourself. She doesn't want you to underestimate your capabilities. And she also says she doesn't want you to stop trying, even if you have wibbly wobbly moments, as I call it. She's asking you not to stop trying, just keep pushing through, and she is watching over you. Okay, she also gives me the name Belle, Bella, Isabel. There's a Belle name, so either an animal's called Belle, or whether you'd understand a bell as being significant. It could be something like an object rather than a name, but she says Belle. But I'm going to close the connection down so I can then give the other two ladies their messages. But it's just to let you know she does watch over you, and just keep going, my lovely. And I'm going to send her all the love. Now, though I'm obviously going to now be working with Jennifer and Mrs. B, what I will say to Michelle is please listen, because they'll just keep on chatting away and and we'll just keep on going. Okay, Jennifer, I'd like to come and work with you, if that's okay, please, Richard. So I know you've got the cards, because I know you said that. So obviously, you said about the cards, there'll be expirations. Okay. You could take April and you could take May. Okay, give me another month. October is significant for you, Jennifer. So October is supporting. And somebody likes Elton John or likes Elton John. So I've got Benny and the Jets. Do I have some for ages on here? I say Richard D. Rolls. So somebody loved Elton John or loves Elton John, or they've heard Elton John recently or watched a TV film about it. I just got Benny and the Jets, and then I got Elton John. So that would be a connection to your lady in spirit. Okay. She uses music a lot with me, so music would be important for you, Jennifer. Music being connected with her and connected with you. A lot of singing. Okay, what other song you giving me? I've got to go ELO, Mr. Blue Sky as well. So she's giving me ELO, Mr. Blue Sky. Okay, and either you or somebody around you release something in memory of her. It's like either you release balloons for her, or you released doves. There is a significance to releasing something to her, which she says she's aware of it. Now that could be it could be a symbolism. I can't say the other word, but she's talking to me about that she is aware of that. Okay. Jennifer, can you just ask you not to be so hard on yourself? There's only so many, yes, I guess I get lots of communication from. There's only so many hours in a day, and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. And she's asking you not to be so hard and so tough on yourself. But it just feels like you're kind of either constantly critiquing yourself, or you feel like you're being critiqued, because she's like, you can lead a horse to water, you can't force it to drink, and she's wanting you not to be so hard on yourself. Okay. And can you give yourself the benefit of the doubt? She just says to me, tell her to give herself the benefit of the doubt. Okay. You haven't got all the answers, and you will not have all the answers, but stop making that, stop using it as a way to sort of tell yourself off, is what she's telling me. So she's asking you just to give yourself benefit of doubt and stop being so hard on yourself. I am going to close your connection down because I'm conscious of the time, and Mrs. B as well. But again, like I said to lovely Michelle, once I start working with Mrs. B, if anything else resonates with you, remember within your heart, not your head, please take that message with them. She tells me the 11th is significant for you as well, Jennifer. So it'll be a birthday, present, anniversary in or around the 11th. So I'm going to send her love to you and say thank you very much. And then I'm going to hop over to YouTube for Mrs. B. Okay, your lady, April Price birthday too, so very birthday. Okay, well done, Mrs. B. Okay, so she's coming, this lady's coming in for you. Okay, she's asking you straight away, she's asking you not to try and take on everybody else's responsibilities or take on everybody's woes. She just gives me a feeling that you're kind of trying to be there, be present for everybody, helping everybody, supporting them, getting them where they need to be in life, but sometimes you take on more than you should do, because she's asking you not to take on so much. It's like you're trying, it's like, she said it's like the case when you're like, oh, I teach somebody to do the washing up and then they don't do it properly, and you go, oh, for goodness sake, and then you take over, and she's like, no, actually that person needs to learn how to do it properly, rather than you constantly taking on their responsibility. So she's asking you just to encourage rather than take it all on. I just got this feeling of you, Mrs. B, just trying to be everything, super person, superhuman, trying to cover everybody's tasks and responsibilities when they should be taking on responsibilities. She's also asking you to make sure you get a bit of a better life balance going on. It's kind of like she recognises that work or something that you do gives you a lot of fulfillment, she's telling me. However, she doesn't want it to go the other way, where it goes to the extreme that you're not actually enjoying it anymore. So she's asking you to make sure that that balance, continue to do what you love, that doesn't become a chore. Basically, come and give me some other months for you. She tells me January is important as the birthday, price, and anniversary as well. She also gives me what's that name? Golden. You've got a golden. Golden's important. She tells me that golden's important. Oh, and can the person, it's either you or somebody around you needs to go to the dentist and get your teeth sorted out, apparently. Now, it's not you getting your teeth, but somebody needs to get themselves to the dentist, because she's saying don't forget to get yourself to the dentist. Again, it's about not neglecting yourself, just like the other ladies. And with that, I am going to close her connection down and say thank you very much for allowing me to work with you. And a massive thank you to Mrs. B and Jennifer and Michelle for allowing me to work with you, all your lovely ladies interlinked. It does seem to happen near to the end when we come to lives, because they do seem to like to bring it in and bring it all in. And Rachel says I was given a ring. I did have it on my right hand, but I kept falling off. She used to it wasn't a ding dong sound, more of a tune. Mary, Georgia, I can take, and Winifred. Excellent, Rachel. What I would say is please take their messages as well. And there we go. I was given a knitted blanket off Graham. Please, your loved ones are very, very clever because they are energy. They are not necessarily in a human being format, as they talk about it. Oh, bless Mrs. Beast, just as she was talking about the dentist, because they don't come in like a normal human person. They are now just energies. They just mingle and they just merge. And the easiest way I can describe it is like being in, like, well, for me, it being like a tea shop, just around with loads of people all chatting. And sometimes it's not as easy to sort of distinguish who's talking to me, but it's more of an energy feel. So how I always like to describe it, when you get a double link, it's like sitting on a table with 3-4 people all talking to you at the same time, and you're trying to figure out who's who. So it's a little bit of like guess who kind of thing. So thank you to those that do end up getting doubles and treble links for your consideration and understanding, because it does make it easier for me. And with that, we've now come to the end of the show. Please remember, Richard does have 19 packs left of the Divine Oracle cards. Like I said, if you want to see what the cards look like, you've got the imagery on the post. If you're on TikTok, you can go over to TikTok and look at Richard's page, where Richard would do lives with the cards. Or if you're not on TikTok, if you want to hop over to my page, Heavenly Sprinkles, and because I'm not posting much at the moment, you scroll down, I think it's about the 3rd post. If you look on the 3rd, I think it's about the 3rd or 4th post, you'll see that there was a free card pull post, and you'll see some of the cards that we used and how I used the messages. As I said, these are really lovely cards. They do enable you to work with them in so many ways. You can use the colours, as I said, you can use the numbers, you can use the arc, the symbolism of the angels, you can use the imagery, you can use the fact that there's 1 person, 2 people, there's so much information in there. You can use the wording if the wording works for you. There's just so much information that you can draw from them cards that you don't have to have it being specific to this card means X, Y, and Z. So I hope you've all had a lovely evening. Thank you so much. Please remember to like and share SPTV. Please, if you are a Facebooker or a TikToker, please hop over to TikTok. I will see you in a fortnight, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. So I shall say take care, have a smashing week, and look after yourselves.